Undoubtedly, two of the biggest issues which has right now turned into a national discussion is the killing of Ahmed Hussein Swale, who was an associate investigative journalist with Anas Aremiyao Anas, where MP for Central Kennedy Ohini Ejapon is being accused of inciting violence or perhaps causing the death of this young journalist, and also Nana Appiah Mensah, who succeeded in duping a lot of Ghanaians, making them invest in his gold hub company Men's Gold, and now he's in Dubai. Government could not bring this young man to Ghana for him to come and face charges or perhaps pay the people that he is owing. We have an update on two of this biggest issue that is currently trending here in Ghana. Now, starting off with Kennedy Ejapon being accused that he incited violence or caused the death of this young journalist who was shot some few days ago. The latest to weigh in all of this development is the U.S. congressman, as shown on the screen. This U.S. congressman is a representative, a Democratic representative for the state of Georgia. His name is Hank Johnson, and he has finally wrote a long letter to the U.S. Congress demanding that Kennedy Ohini Ejapon be sanctioned from the U.S. and be stripped of a lot of benefits that he benefits in terms of his businesses and a whole lot of things. Now, a copy of the letter that Pinax TV got, as shown on the screen, indicates: Dear Secretary Pompeo, I write to urge maximum U.S. diplomatic law enforcement and intelligence support for an investigation into the murder of journalist Ahmed Hussein Swale, who was shot to death in Ghana on January 15, 2019, as well as to urge the application of travel, banking, and other applicable sanctions targeting Kennedy Ohini Ejapon, MP, a Ghanaian politician who urged violence against the journalist prior to his murder. Mr. Hussein Swale established his reputation as an undercover journalist exposing corruption, most prominently in the 2018 investigation of disgraced FIFA Council member Kwesi Nyantechi. The suspicious circumstances of his murder this week warrant particular scrutiny. As Americans dedicated to press freedom, we must acknowledge that repression of the free press anywhere threatens the free press everywhere, including here at home. Mr. Hussein Swale worked as a journalist investigating corruption in many sectors, from the government to international athletics, along famed reporter Anas Aremiyao Anas for the Tiger IPI and the British Broadcasting Corporate. Now, if this particular letter, which was written by Hank Johnson, who is a U.S. representative for the state of Georgia, the letter that he has written to the U.S. Congress or the U.S. Parliament, if this particular letter that he wrote to the U.S. Congress, if it is approved, or if it is approved that they should do some investigation or give it a thought, then Kennedy Ohini Ejapon will lose a lot of benefits. Particularly, Kennedy Ohini Ejapon will turn into a poor man. The reason why we are saying that is because nobody can do away with U.S. banking system, following the fact that Kennedy Ohini Ejapon has a lot of properties in the United States of America. He does his business all through the round road. So once again, if U.S. government give this particular letter that was written by U.S. Congressman Hank Johnson, if they give it a thought and investigate and realize that Kennedy Ohini Ejapon is culpable of any offense, then our own Kennedy Ohini Ejapon will have a very big question to answer regarding his business, his movement, and also he being a politician here in Ghana. So that is the latest regarding this particular issue. So a copy of the letter will be put into the description so that all our Thomas's subscribers, those who doubt that this is just something to get a clickbait, you can go to Star FM Online. We'll put the link in the description. Visit the link and also read the full copy letter. This particular politician, whose name is Hank Johnson, even told the U.S. Congress to respond within 30 days. This matter has now turned into a whole wide world discussion since it's a journalist affair. So that is what is currently going on. Also moving on is our own Nana Appiah Mensah, who succeeded in duping people their millions of Ghana cedis. Behaving like he is the god of our time. Even at a point of time going to the president of the Republic of Ghana, moving with ministers and doing a whole lot of things to make the public know and also think that he is a legitimate businessman. Meanwhile, all this while, it was alleged that he was duping people and he was doing a very big time Ponzi scheme. This young man, Nana Appiah Mensah, went to Dubai after his company failed to pay the people who invested in his company, and immediately he landed in Dubai. The Dubai police got him and also quickly grabbed him, following the fact that he had already scammed a business in Dubai worth over $59 million. So the Dubai government was just waiting alert, or was just waiting patiently for him to come into their country. So once he got to their country via the airport, they arrested this young man whose name is Nana Appiah Mensah, who happened to be the boss of the Battle Gold Hub firm, Men's Gold Company Limited, and also Xylophone record label. The latest in all of this, as we told our subscribers, that a government delegation was sent to Dubai to negotiate on the release of this young man, how he can come back to Ghana, answer some questions, be interrogated, and also how they can create a particular scenario where they can pay anybody and everyone who invested in a Ponzi scheme, Men's Gold Company Limited. According to a letter which was taken from one of Ghana's biggest public website talking about Graphic Online, it states, as shown on the screen, that a government delegation dispatched to the United Arab Emirates to facilitate the extradition of the CEO of the troubled gold trading firm Nana Appiah Mensah to Ghana has returned to Ghana without him. Yes, the Joseph Dinkok Pinax-led delegation was hurriedly dispatched to the United Arab Emirates to negotiate the repatriation of Appiah Mensah, who is affectionately called Nana Appiah 1 or NAM1, following reports that he was arrested in the Gulf country in a gold deal gone bad. The delegation, however, failed in its bid to negotiate the extradition of NAM1 to Ghana. Sources close to the developments told Star News that the Deputy Attorney General and Minister of Justice-led delegation returned to Ghana without NAM1 and is set to brief the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo on the adventure. In the meantime, the Economic and Organized Crime Office EOCO froze the bank accounts of NAM1 as being investigated for defrauding by false pretense. So all that government of Ghana was doing to make sure that this young man who was reportedly arrested in Dubai, they trying to bring him back to Ghana so that perhaps he could answer some questions on what's really going on with his Men's Gold Company Limited, how he even succeeded in the first place of defrauding innocent Ghanaians to invest millions of their Ghana cedis in his Ponzi scheme, Men's Gold Company Limited. Government failed in its bid to bring this young man to Ghana for him to come and face justice and also a further investigation done with him. We also saw confirmed pictures as we are showing you on the screen. This picture showed Nana Appiah Mensah whilst he was being escorted from a Dubai police station whilst the negotiation was going on between a Ghanaian delegation and the Dubai police station on how they can bring Nana Appiah Mensah to Ghana. So that is currently what is going on. A very big blow to Ghana, because right now people who have invested their millions and a lot of money in this Ponzi scheme Men's Gold right now don't know what to do, because if government of Ghana fail to bring Nana Appiah to Ghana, then who else can do this? Who else can do this, can bring this young man to Ghana? And per the reports on the ground, the Dubai police are not willing to let Nana Appiah Mensah go unless a bounty bill which is on his head worth $1.4 million be paid. And government of Ghana, as we are learning, can't pay that money because already he has succeeded in defrauding people. So why should you go and pay a money to bring somebody who has defrauded people home for him to come and do what? But then it's good that they froze 2 of his bank accounts, as Kennedy Japan alleged that he has over 40 million, one in Sanct and also one in the Bank of Ghana's coffers. So we are following this story closely, but in the meantime, let us know what you think about all of this issue. Nana Appiah Mensah, the government failing to bring this young Ponzi schemer to Ghana for him to come and face the necessary charges and perhaps pay innocent Ghanaians whom he duped to invest in his Men's Gold Company Limited. He is now in Dubai, and per the reports and what is going on, the government of Ghana was not able to bring him back. So right now, the whole thing has turned into a messless argument, or a whole messless situation right now. Also, Kennedy Ohini in Japan, more international bodies are weighing in that we should sanction this MP, this loudmouth maverick MP. A lot of people love him too, but then the extent as to which he went on putting this young man's picture on his Net2 TV, endangering his life and inciting violence at the time that people should go and beat him, lynch him, has finally been done. And also, as we are seeing, the US government have weighed in all of this, as one representative with the US Congress, his name is Hank Johnson, who is from Georgia or representing Georgia, has wrote a long letter to the Secretary of State, the US Secretary of State, whose name is Mike Pompeo, that Kennedy Ohini Japan needs to be sanctioned from the US. And as we said earlier on, immediately this thing is done, Kennedy Ohini Japan, the probability of he falling from grace to grasp, it's 100% probability, because most of his businesses is in US, and also no popular businessman or no rich businessman can do away with the banking system of the US government. Those who live, our subscribers, those who live in the US will understand this, talking about the Swift code and other things that they used to work. So currently that is what is going on. If Kennedy Japan is being sanctioned from the US, then it is going to be a very big blow to he himself, his business, and also those people who also love him. And this is also going to be a very big win for Anas Aremeyao Anas and his Tiger IPI. Meanwhile, the police has also launched a thorough investigation to grab the murders or the people who caused this heinous act. We'll give you more updates on all of this development. But then if you are new here, please subscribe to our channel, also like and share this video to your various social media handles. Thank you very much for watching.